Gary Gilmore's execution, a milestone in the resumption of capital punishment in the U.S. Imagine a nation holding its breath, a decade of silence shattered by a single gunshot. This is the story of Gary Gilmore, a man who demanded his own death, and the execution that reignited a fierce debate. Gary Gilmore's execution marked a pivotal moment in the history of capital punishment in the United States. It ended a decade-long moratorium on executions, a silence that had allowed the nation to question its own sense of justice. The event reignited the debate surrounding the death penalty, forcing Americans to confront their deepest moral convictions. This case wasn't just about one man's fate, it was about the soul of a nation. It was a stark reminder of the power of the state and the enduring questions surrounding justice and retribution. The echoes of Gilmore's execution continue to resonate today. Gary Gilmore was a 36-year-old convicted murderer, a man with a troubled past and a defiant spirit. He requested his own execution, a shocking act that challenged the very foundations of the legal system. He rejected appeals and legal challenges, determined to meet his fate on his own terms. His defiance of the legal system shocked the nation, raising questions about free will and the right to choose one's own destiny. Gilmore's indifferent attitude towards his fate became a symbol of the complex nature of capital punishment. He was a man who seemed to embrace death, even as others fought to save him. Gilmore became a symbol of the complex nature of capital punishment, a figure both reviled and pitied. His case forced the nation to confront the uncomfortable reality of a man who seemed to desire his own demise. He was a paradox, a criminal who demanded justice, even if that justice meant his own death. The execution took place on January 17, 1977, a cold winter day that would forever be etched in American history. Gilmore was executed by firing squad, a method chosen by the condemned himself. The location was the Utah State Prison, a stark and unforgiving setting for such a momentous event. This was the first execution in the U.S. in 10 years, a decade of legal battles and moral questioning brought to a brutal end. The silence was broken by the sound of gunfire, a sound that reverberated across the nation. The execution was swift and clinical, a stark reminder of the state's power over life and death. The event was witnessed by a select few, their faces etched with a mixture of horror and fascination. The world watched as Gary Gilmore met his end, a man who had become a symbol of the death penalty debate. His final words, "Let's do it," were a chilling testament to his resolve. Gilmore's execution served as a stark reminder of the enduring power of the death penalty in American society. It highlighted deep divisions regarding the morality of capital punishment, divisions that continue to plague the nation today. Some saw it as a necessary consequence of his crimes, a just punishment for a heinous act. Others condemned it as barbaric and inhumane, a violation of fundamental human rights. The execution reignited a passionate debate, forcing Americans to confront their own beliefs about justice and retribution. The case became a lightning rod, attracting attention from all corners of the country. The media played a crucial role in shaping public opinion, with graphic descriptions of the execution fueling both outrage and support. The debate raged on, with no easy answers in sight. Gilmore's execution had opened a Pandora's box of ethical and moral questions. The execution sparked a renewed debate about the role of the state in carrying out executions, a debate that continues to this day. It raised questions about the ethics of the death penalty, including the potential for wrongful convictions. The risk of executing an innocent person became a central concern. The role of the judiciary in upholding the law was also called into question, with some arguing that the courts had failed to adequately protect Gilmore's rights. The case exposed the inherent flaws in the legal system, highlighting the potential for bias and error. The debate over capital punishment became a battleground for competing legal philosophies. The ethical implications of state-sanctioned killing were fiercely debated, with opponents arguing that it violated fundamental moral principles. The question of whether the state had the right to take a human life became a central point of contention. Gilmore's execution forced the nation to confront its own moral compass. Gary Gilmore's execution was a watershed moment in the history of capital punishment, a turning point that continues to shape the debate today. It marked the end of a period of national introspection, a time when the death penalty was largely dormant. It began a new era of debate and controversy, an era marked by passionate arguments on both sides. The case continues to be studied and debated today, a reminder of the enduring complexities surrounding the death penalty. It serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the potential for injustice and the importance of due process. Gilmore's execution remains a touchstone in the ongoing debate over capital punishment. The execution by a 5-member firing squad, a method considered archaic by some, added another layer of complexity to the case. It raised questions about the humanity of the execution process, forcing Americans to confront the brutal reality of state-sanctioned killing. The image of Gilmore facing the firing squad remains a haunting reminder of the power of the state. Gilmore's case is a reminder that the death penalty is not just a legal issue. It is a deeply personal and emotional one. It touches upon fundamental questions about justice, retribution, and the value of human life. The echoes of Gary Gilmore's execution continue to resonate in the American psyche. The legacy of Gary Gilmore extends beyond the legal and ethical debates. His story has been immortalized in books, movies, and music, ensuring that his name will never be forgotten. He has become a symbol of the death penalty, a figure who embodies the complexities and contradictions of capital punishment. The case serves as a reminder that the death penalty is not a simple solution to crime. It is a complex issue with far-reaching consequences, one that demands careful consideration and ongoing debate. The story of Gary Gilmore is a testament to the enduring power of the death penalty to provoke, challenge, and divide. The execution of Gary Gilmore was more than just the end of a life. It was the beginning of a new chapter in the history of capital punishment in the United States. It was a moment that forced the nation to confront its own values and beliefs, a moment that continues to shape the debate today. The legacy of Gary Gilmore lives on, a haunting reminder of the complexities of justice and the enduring power of the death penalty. The case of Gary Gilmore is a stark reminder of the human cost of capital punishment. It is a story of a troubled life, a brutal crime, and a controversial execution. It is a story that continues to resonate today, a testament to the enduring power of the death penalty to provoke, challenge, and divide. The story of Gary Gilmore is a chilling reminder of the complexities and contradictions surrounding the death penalty. His case ignited a national debate that continues to rage on, forcing us to confront our deepest beliefs about justice, retribution, and the value of human life. Now, we urge you to delve deeper into this case. Research the arguments for and against capital punishment, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Engage in respectful dialogue with others, and let's work together to understand this complex issue. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of true crime cases that challenge our understanding of justice.